Welcome to the Profit by Design podcast. Dr. Sabrina Starling, TEDx speaker, the business psychologist and founder of Tap the Potential, is here today with me. I'm Melissa Kay, the lead strategist at Tap the Potential and Chief Dream Officer. And we are so excited for this episode. And I just want to kick us off with asking a powerful question. What if you could work half the hours and get more done? So just let that sit for a moment. We are proof that you can do this. We at Tap the Potential work a 25-hour work week, and we get so much more done by working less. And we're going to dig in today and give you a framework about how we accomplish that. Because most business owners, Dr. Sabrina, are really managing their time completely backwards.
Yes.
So they focus on tasks and putting out fires instead of their vision. So they're really reacting with urgency rather than intention. So if you are tuning in today and you're exhausted and you're just spread way too thin and you're not hitting your goals, you are just in the right place. Because the secret is you don't have to work more hours. You just need a new way of thinking about time. So as we dive in, Dr. Sabrina, I'm just curious at what you have seen at Tap the Potential, and that can be with our own team, with yourself, or with our clients. Really, what are your aha moments that you've discovered through effective time management?
I am blown away at how consistently our clients are shaving time off their day and week. And what I really love is when we get the clients who are absolute diehard workaholics and love work and can't possibly see wanting to work less, and much less what would you do with yourself if you would work less. And what I have really come to appreciate is that all of us diehard workaholics, me being one of them, I love to work. Whatever we find a passion for, we will dive in and dig into it. It's just that for a lot of workaholics, that passion has become work, and that hasn't left any room to explore any other passions in life. And so what my big aha from watching this happen time and time again in my life with our team members at Tap the Potential, and now with our clients and their team members, is that the bigger the life we create outside of work, the more effective we get at work. Because when we have something we want to go do, we get the work done and we cut the fluff. And we have less and less tolerance for fluff in our work days, the things that don't move the needle.
This is so true. So where you really need to start in terms of time management, even before you touch your calendar or try to apply all of the time management tactics, is you need to know what kind of life you want your business to support.
Yes. Yeah. And Melissa, for me, when I started thinking about leaving my job and building a business, I was very clear that I wanted my work to support my life. And I wanted to have a life away from work, but I wasn't exactly clear on what that would look like. And I think that, that big, powerful question of what do I want? I was assigned in my life coach training class to sit and write for an hour in my journal and keep my pen moving for an entire hour to just free flow on what do I want. And it was really hard. And sometimes I was just writing, I don't know what to write. I don't know what I want. I don't know. But over time, I got more clarity. But this really is the key. Before you start sitting down and calendaring your ideal day, you got to take that time to get clear on what do you want.
Yeah, you need to have a vision for your business, but also for your personal life. And then really determine where your intention is to spend your week. So really looking at your time, I think it's the number one thing that you should do either at the beginning of each week or at the end of the week for the following week. Really be intentional and say, what experience do I want to have? That is so powerful. And most business owners don't do it. We just let our meetings run us and our clients and our team run us rather than looking at the overall big picture.
So let's give some examples of what experiences we've heard our clients say that they want to have.
Sure. I just got off the call with one of our clients right before this, and she shared, I want to have more time to serve in my community and inspire other women entrepreneurs. And she shared the speaking engagements that she's doing and all of the things. And she really seemed to display some guilt over taking time away from her business to do this. But I don't want you to feel guilt for taking time to serve your community, to serve yourself, to serve your family. That is the number one thing that you should be doing. You need to determine what is that vision for your life and what legacy do you want to live? Because when you show up at work with a full cup, you are going to be so much more effective in your business. You are going to show up better for everyone else.
Absolutely. So serving in the community with purpose is an experience, and being able to do it guilt-free.
Yes.
And recognizing that it's making you a better leader in your business. Another example that I can think of is a lot of times we hear clients say, I just want my family to look at me and see me smile.
Mm.
Right? When you're around the dinner table and if you have that permanent frown on your face because you're preoccupied with work. So thinking about, how do you want to make others feel around you? What do you want them to see? How do you want to feel as you go through your workday? For me, there have been times where my calendar has gotten out of control, and I find myself feeling very rushed and harried and stressed and like gasping for air almost. And I don't want to feel that way. I want to feel ease and peace and excitement when I look at my calendar. So this is what we're getting at when you're creating your vision. It's not about what you want to have and tangible things so much as it is about, how do you want to feel? How do you want to experience your day? How do you want your team to feel? How do you want your clients and customers to feel? How do you want to feel as you go through your days?
Sure. This is such a great example, Dr. Sabrina, and we start with small steps. Mm-hmm. So serving in your community is a big step. But let's start with the small steps, such as just taking a walk in the middle of the day, or clocking out at 6 o'clock and not going back to work after 6, so that you can be fully present for yourself and your loved ones. Those are the small steps that we begin with. And these are all very important things. And we hold our clients accountable for achieving these goals every quarter as we set them. It's very important. Another important thing is to really define your motivation for working less. So why do you want to work fewer hours? Well, what lights you up when you're not at work? And when your motivation is super clear and dialed in, then you're going to be more committed to protecting your time.
Absolutely. And especially if we have loved ones around us and we share that we want to work less so that we can be with them, now we have created natural accountability. So beyond the accountability that we provide you at Tap the Potential for that, you have people in your life who are checking in with you and saying, hey, I thought you were going to stop at 6 o'clock today. And, the beautiful thing about this is it's small steps, and you don't have to be perfect. If you execute on this intention to stop work at a set time at 6 o'clock each day, 80% of the time, your family life and your personal life is exponentially better, and you're not having to be perfect at it.
Exactly. So let's talk about simplifying and letting go of things to really focus on what matters most. And not everything deserves space on your calendar. And maybe you're a business owner who's very fortunate to have an executive assistant that can hold those boundaries for you. If you're fortunate, that's great. Not every business owner has someone guarding their time. So it's very important to determine what your boundaries are and follow through with them. So thinking back to your vision, what can you release or let go of? And determining what is the 20% that's actually going to move the needle forward. Because at that point, you can free yourself from meetings, and it could be reducing the number of meetings or making meetings shorter or letting someone else write a blog post for you. You're going to get much further faster by doing less, but doing those things with more intention. So talk to us, Dr. Sabrina, about what it was like for you to really let a lot go. Now, you did this years ago as I supported you as your executive assistant, but recently you've done this again in our own delivery, and you're masterful at it. So speak to us what that experience has been like for you.
So I didn't start out masterful at it. I had to have an executive assistant to help me get my calendar under control. And I think one of the things that was really hard for me is there's always new opportunities that come along, and they're exciting and great possibilities. And so I wasn't always good at going back to my vision and saying, well, where does this fit? Because then I would talk myself out of it. And I would say, well, when I wrote that vision, I didn't know about this opportunity. So there you go. Now it's a new opportunity, and now everything's different, and I need to figure out time for this thing. And what I've come to really appreciate is just asking myself, I created this vision when I was in a calm, centered space. And whatever this opportunity is, does it move me quickly to my vision, or does it take me on a path that's somewhat aligned, but it's going to make getting to the vision much, much longer? And that awareness right there of, oh, yes, I could do this, but it'll make it much longer, helps me to say no to opportunities. And one of the things that I've really, I had a physical feeling. I was at a conference last April, and I went there excitedly. It was a conference I'd been to the previous year, and I had huge insights and aha moments. I was like, wow, that was some of the biggest aha moments I've had in years. And so I went back the following year, and I expected that same thing. But when I walked in the room, I actually felt like I don't belong here. And I kind of felt a little physically not ill, but just off. It was not right. And so I started paying attention to, I have moved to a different place in my path and in my journey. And I don't need to be in XYZ conference anymore because I'm somewhere else in my life. And so continually asking ourselves, is what I'm doing aligning with what I want to experience? And is it aligning with the vision? And I think one of the most powerful ways that we can work with an executive assistant is to share with them what our important goals are and what really is moving the needle in the business. What are our $10,000 an hour activities? Because then your assistant really can be that bulldog gatekeeper who will politely dissuade appointments from showing up on your calendar. And that freedom, that time freedom that starts to get created gives us mental space so that we can be more and more grounded in our decision making. So it becomes easier over time to figure out what to say yes to and what to say no to.
Yeah. What I find with our clients is it's hard for them to determine this themselves. So what should I be working on? What should I say yes to? What should I say no to? And that's where I come in and support them through time management and aligning everything with their vision. You mentioned energy, and I want to make sure we discuss this because it's very important to consider your energy, what you have available, when you have available, and be intentional around scheduling things on your calendar. And we can give you simple tactics like have a no meeting day, those are great things. Color coding your calendar, those are great tactics, but really we have to dive deeper here. And having an intentional plan for your time, as well as aligning it with that vision, is the key. And when we're talking about energy, you and I came up with something really creative last week, and I just want to share it here because we are asking everyone to set aside hours where they're working on their business. And for some reason, that just doesn't resonate. It's hard for everyone to understand what that time block is and pop it on their calendar so they know. So we have coined this your 10K power hours. So what I want you to do after this episode is go into your calendar, find time blocks on your calendar, and just call them your 10K power hour. Block out 45 minutes to an hour and color code it purple. We're even giving you the color code for it. And when you see this time block on your calendar, just honor it as time to work on your business. And make sure this is a time where you can be clearly focused and you have the energy and not the interruptions to be able to really move the needle forward on your business.
Yes, I like Friday afternoons is not going to be my 10K power hour time because I am so tired and my mind is just like, I just want to relax. But Monday at 9 a.m., wow, I can crank out a lot of stuff in that hour. So this, really pay attention. Everybody has different energy levels at different times of the day. So pay attention to when your energy is up and when you can do high level creative thinking and make that your 10K power hour.
Absolutely. The other thing is to make sure that you are creating time blocks for what matters most. So this is your non-negotiable time blocks for self-care, for thinking time, and just time to rest. It's so important to take care of yourself during the day. And one thing that's loud and clear every time I coach business owners one-on-one through their calendar, I do not see blocks for lunch. I do not see blocks for this is my end of the day. These are so important and crucial to your success.
Yes. And taking the time to exercise and having that blocked on your calendar, whatever we need to do to show up at our best is what needs to be blocked on our calendar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And find what works for you. So recently, Amy, our integrator on the team, shared that she has a mini trampoline. And I thought, okay, this is great. My calendar's pretty full because I'm very, intentional about it, very structured. And I'm not taking enough time to exercise during the day. So I bought a mini trampoline. It's sitting right behind me. Here's the fun part. I get an exercise in, but it immediately boosts my mood because how can you not have fun jumping on a trampoline? So just really think about things that work for you, that are going to give you some energy and motivation. And other thing I want to call out here is asking for help. I had a call with a business owner this morning and she was in tears and it just wrenched my heart. And by the end of the call, I said, don't carry this alone ever. Reach out to me. Let me know when you need support right away when something happens, because I want to be there with you. You don't have to do this alone. And just having us as your thinking partner, having a coach as your thinking partner is so vital to your success. And it really frees up a lot of time for you.
Absolutely. That investing in that support for yourself and figuring out your calendar and getting guidance on creating your vision so that you can figure out your calendar, and then having the support along the way as you go. You don't have to be doing this alone. And so many of us are in this place of like, oh my gosh, I'm slogging through my day. Oh my gosh, I have to figure this out and figure that out. And we don't even notice. You know what? I could ask for help. I could get coaching. I don't have to carry this alone. And one of the things that I think maybe a lot of people in our community aren't aware of, Melissa, is opportunity to work directly with you to address the things we've been talking about today. So I want to give you the chance to talk about that.
Sure. So together in coaching, we determine your biggest struggles. And these are struggles with your time, your productivity, just getting things done. So I coach our clients through helping you to determine what is your ideal schedule and creating a time strategy so that you can work less and focus on what matters most to you. And the strategic component is so crucial here. So what I'm doing is combining time management along with our Dream Manager program. So we're really looking at that overall big picture vision that you want for your life and your work and being strategic about your time. A client shared with me just this morning, I've had a lot of meetings this morning, Dr. Sabrina. He said, I just saved 6 months of agony trying to figure things out myself.
Yeah.
So I just ask you as you're tuning in, why are you trying to do this yourself? You really need a thinking partner, and the ROI is just going to be priceless when you have that support. So as you said, we do have a new opportunity at Tap the Potential. We're going to be offering one-to-one coaching with me. So I'm really excited about this. It's an opportunity to meet with me every other week. You'll get one-on-one support. And this is right for you if you really want that laser focused coaching, or maybe you're a solopreneur or need a little bit a more flexible schedule than what you can get in group coaching, or just not quite ready for group coaching yet. So we're going to meet you where you are. And we would love to invite you in, and I can get you out of the weeds, and I'm going to help you exceed your goals. And that's my promise to you. Whatever we determine we're going to be working on, you are going to accomplish so much more than you ever imagined during our time together, because I'm so obsessed with our clients. I'm obsessed with our clients' results. And we have proven strategies that work. And we have invested so much time and really focus with making sure that our clients are achieving what they desire to. So if you're tuning in and you say, oh my gosh, Melissa, yes, I would love to work with you. I do want to say my calendar is very tight. I only have one space available right now for one-to-one coaching. So if you want to get in there, don't miss out. You can go ahead and book a call to see if this is right with you. So just hop over to our website, tapthepotential.com. You will speak with Caitlin first, and she will walk you through whether this is the best opportunity for you. And we can talk about time management, or maybe there's something else that you really want to work on in your business. And that's the time for us to determine if it's the best fit.
Yes. So if you're hearing this and this is something that really sounds like exactly what you need, don't wait, because Melissa only has one spot that she's made available for this one-to-one coaching on her calendar. And if it matters to you, move forward, get that call booked with Caitlin and get started with Melissa. And I want to just thank you, Melissa, for what you've shared today in this episode, because we gave some real specific get started steps. And I just want to circle back to one of the big get started steps for yourself. And that is block a 10K power hour and take that powerful question of what do I want, and move your pen across the page for an hour and just see what comes out. You'll be surprised.
I love these steps. Thank you so much, Dr. Sabrina. And thank you everyone for joining us today. We will see you next week on the Profit by Design podcast.